I'm at a crossroads. I feel like once you get old enough and you're in charge of your own decisions and what you do with your life, pretty much every single day is a crossroads. Because you wake up every single morning and decide what you do and what you don't do. Every now and then, you have one of those days where things don't go the way that you wanted them to. You couldn't sleep, work was slow, and you just don't know what to do. That's how I feel right now. I'm in a funk, but I have an important decision to make. Am I going to go out tonight? Or am I just going to stay inside and do nothing? I feel like everybody has different routines, different times that they go out, how much they go out. There's a lot of talk of like introvert, extrovert stuff nowadays, But I feel like every now and then I just get really, really caught up in it. Something gets in my way, and for some reason or another, instead of just readjusting and, moving on with my life, like I said, it shatters me. And these decisions are common. Every single day we have things that we can choose to do. Are you going to have that nice, healthy meal, or are you going to have the bowl of ice cream? And that totally changes how your day goes. But dang, are they hard? I feel like I have such a hard time balancing between having way too regimented of a life and being just a slave to my routine, or I just fall to pieces. I definitely could have said that better, I feel like. But, every day I wake up and I want to do something with my life. I want to make something that matters. I want to leave the world better than I found it. I was just watching Stupidest Thing. I was watching an interview with Harry Styles about his new album. Fantastic, if you haven't listened to it. And he talked about, there's a song on there, on his record, called Carla's Song. And the whole point of that song is whenever you hear something for the first time, hear a song, and you just instantly know that that's going to be a part of your life forever. And the impact that specifically music can have on people is incredible. It's so long lasting. And his whole point with that is that those songs will be around forever. That song will be here forever. And dang, what am I doing with my life? We all have passions. We all have things that we do for fun, things that we can pour our hearts into. And I feel like those are usually the things that matter the most, the things that you genuinely love. For me, believe it or not, that thing is actually dancing. It's something I'm shockingly good at, and I have impacted so many people's lives around me by just my sheer interest in it. When I started, none of my family had ever danced before, ever. None of my family or friends. And now every single one of them has danced, and some are even taking lessons now. Do I take pride in that? Of course. That's awesome. But is it going to outlive me? Is it something that's going to always be there when you need it? I know I'm not the only one here that you hear a song or you see a film or a movie and it just touches your soul. You can tell that it means something. Not just to you, but it means something just it just means something. I want to do that. I don't know how relatable this is at all, but I remember it's at least relatable to one person. I was talking with my sister. I'm just going all modern media here today. Both me and her watched Marty Supreme in theaters. And there's a part in that movie where he basically sits down, this other character, and says, I have a purpose. And you don't. And that doesn't make me better than you. In fact, it's a liability for me. Because everything in my life is subject to this purpose. I can't just go around and live however I want because I need to see this thing through. My sister identified so much with that, and I can't help with time but to agree with her. Thinking about this sense that you're meant for more. Once again, I'm saying this out loud in a public sphere because I gotta know if this is something that everybody feels. I work every single day at a job that it's fine, you know? It's fine. I'm adding value to the world. I'm making people's lives better, I guess. But it doesn't touch hearts. Maybe I'm just another one of those kids who watched way too many movies growing up and has way too high of a standard of what life and love and passion should be like. Maybe that's genuinely what it is. But I've flip-flopped so much between this throughout my entire life. There's this idea of what you feel you're meant to do, and then what life hands you. I randomly picked up this book the other day at a bookstore. I just thought the cover was beautiful, and it is. But the whole book is about this. It follows this boy named Santiago who lives in Spain, and he decides to become a shepherd because his dream is to travel and live a carefree life. But he knew that that's not what he was meant to do. And so, not to spoil any of the story, he basically then comes across a man who tells him that he needs to go and find this treasure in the Egyptian pyramids. And what he tells him was so interesting to me. He says, there is one great truth in the world and one great lie. The great truth is that everybody has a personal legend. From the day they're born, they have something that they are here to do, and they know what it is. And then the greatest lie is that there is this thing called fate that gets in the way and stops you from reaching that personal legend. Like I said, I just can't believe that I randomly picked out this book. And this is what it's about. All this to say, I, tonight, have a optional lesson that I can go to. But I'm questioning whether I should because I'm exhausted. I feel like that's most decisions that I make in my life that don't serve a greater purpose. It's just I'm tired or I don't want to. I'd be uncomfortable. So here's my question. For me, for you, for anybody, how do we know what we're meant for? I think recognition is an easy one. I was thinking of, once again, another modern character. My older sister just went to a Conan Gray concert, and she's been following him since he was in high school. Whenever he was just doing vlogs for like nobody. And of course now he's incredibly successful. And we look at that and say, yeah, that dude found his purpose. But most people aren't that lucky. Everybody's got something they're meant to do, but not everybody is recognized by millions for it. So how do you find it? How do you figure this out? I guess an easy way is what's in your life. You think about the story of the alchemist that I mentioned before. He didn't go out seeking this treasure. It just kind of found him. And maybe I have that in my life. For a little backstory, dancing just kind of fell in my lap. I just randomly decided to do it. And I immediately got recognized as having really good potential. And now I've continued down that path, no matter how many chuckles I get whenever I tell people about it. But is it really something that can impact people? Maybe it is. But I have such a hard time with always thinking that the grass is greener. It's gotta be greener. There's gotta be something better, something more out there for me. Maybe it's true. Maybe that's what ambition is constantly striving for more and better. But if you do that, how can you ever be satisfied? Maybe that's the battle here. Ambition and satisfaction. Because I don't think anybody should just be perfectly satisfied in everything in their life. People would never improve. People would never get better, never pursue a better life for themselves. But if we're always seeking something better, we'll never really be happy. So maybe I will go tonight. Maybe something good comes of it. Maybe it's just another vote for that I'm a person who does things. I mean, that's why I did this. But hey, that's life, isn't it? Life is just growing and learning. We got plenty of time for it, right? Anyways, I don't even know if this is enjoyable to watch. I don't think I've ever seen a video like this. Just a dude walking around his apartment and yelling at his phone. Maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe not. I don't know. It's good for me, though. Helps me process through things, and it helps me to get something out there, to be making something that lasts beyond me. We'll see. Wonder if this will look cool.